Okay. Let's start this thing then, and I'm going to go and share my screen. Sorry about that, guys. Sure, you can comment if you need to. Yeah, it's not very glamorous, is it? Currently in a garage, but staying with family until this funeral gets sorted. So no Thailand adventures for me right now. No views over the ocean at this current point in time. That's okay. That's okay. We do not have to worry about that. Give me 1 second. I am just editing all of this stuff. I am going to share my screen now. That's the wrong screen, of course it is. All right. So obviously you can type in the chat whenever you want. If you've got any questions, if you want to show me your trades or anything that you've taken this week or anything that I've gone over where you've said, oh, I'd like to go over that. That's what this is here for. So I'm going to be going over, make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yes, please do. We would love that. Hopefully you guys can all hear me okay. If you can't, just tell me and I'll get something sorted. All right. So we're going to go over strategy. I'm not going to be teaching the strategy as per such, but we can go over it at least to, see how I handle challenges when and if they pop up. So we're going to go from the 17th. 17th is where? Here. We're going to go from around here. Cool. So probably one of the big things that you need to know about my strategy is that consolidation and ranges are just not something that I involve myself in. I think I brought out a podcast episode today. I'm not quite sure. But this is probably a really good example of why I don't like consolidation and why I don't like ranges. This here for me is entering more of the consolidation zone type. Even before I hop into it, it's quite easy to tell that this here starting to consolidate. It's not trending. Here's a trending market. Really, really easy to see that. Really easy. It's moving up, right? And same with this one. That's trending down. This is a trending market here. And then you've got your ranges in here. More of your ranging market, right? And then maybe we've got some consolidation within some ranges like we have here, here, and here. Now, the reason why I don't like to get involved in consolidation is one of the videos I've got on Patreon that goes over this, but we'll go over it in more detail, is I've got a big chunk of orders here. This is the 1 hour chart, right? So we're looking at from here to here. Let's go and have a look. Is this going to be Monday? Oh, that's so annoying. Well, actually, roughly here to here. If you take out the Monday, it's definitely not 3 days, but there's what? 5 hours there, 5 hours there, 5 hours there, 5 hours there, 5 hours there. You got a big chunk of orders just in one tiny little area. And I'm going to actually make this go to 15 pips. So it needs to roughly be here. This is a 15 pip box. Now, what you can actually see is within this 15 pip box, and my mentorees will know why I've picked 15, but within this 15 pip box here, we're just getting all of these candlesticks are somehow involved, whether they're wicking, whether their bodies are in it, whatever it is. And it basically just means we are accumulating orders from all different points from inside this box here. That's what's happening. And when we get all these different sorts of orders from inside this box, what's that going to do? Well, it's going to increase the amount of liquidity that we've got inside of this area. And when we've got an increased amount of liquidity inside of this area, it's a great area for smart money to do its thing. Explosive moves. That's usually what we see from areas of consolidation, explosive moves. But realistically, when you've got so much liquidity, you don't really know if that explosive move is going to go up or it's going to go down. Yeah, sure, we've been fairly bullish up until this point, but it doesn't necessarily mean that smart money is going to want to go up, because what they'll want to do is take out this liquidity. Take out liquidity here, which really happened on this Monday open, also started to happen here. Take out liquidity, and then you go up. Because you're going to have support and resistance traders in here, etc. Half of you are going to get taken out. It's just dependent on where smart money is going to go. So my strategy said sell. That's what it said. We've got, what is it? Price action underneath an EMA. The trend is bearish. You probably do have more sellers than buyers in this area. Yes, we've got a whole lot of liquidity. It would make sense to take, I don't know, loads of, if there is some FVGs down here, which I don't see at this current point in time, but maybe take some lows out, maybe go for a different area, etc. That's what I could be saying. That's just not happening here. That's just not happening here at all. So instead of that, this being a trade that we'd hop into, it was a trade that we're going to miss. And we look for roughly 24 hours of consolidation. Now, I can't do it on this one because it jumps over to Saturday, which is super annoying. But where does it jump over? So from here to here is 10 hours, right? From this candlestick to this candlestick is 14 hours. And we've got way more than 24 hours just within a 15 pip range, which means that we've got consolidation. We're not hopping in, which, right, saves us. So why don't we do this, right? I'll get up a sticky note. Get up a sticky note over here. And we can go rules saved. And we can go rules, let's just say con, which means that if we follow our rules, we've saved from a loss, right? That's what we'll put down here. So we'll just put 1 there. And if we follow our rules and we miss out on a winner, I'll put that there. So let's see going forwards. Just checking that there's no more 1 hour. No. Just need to switch these over here. Okay. Just realized that I've gone too fast. That's the 17th. Had another one here in that half an hour block. So I had a sell on the 1 hour and the 30 minutes. You can see this one's slightly different because we've actually got, theoretically, I would include this one. It's just about to touch it. It's just about to touch it anyway. So I would theoretically include that one there. So we'll move on. Great British Pound CAD on the 17th. Here we go. So let's have a look at this one. Let's have a look at this one. So this one's a little bit different. I don't think we're going to have consolidation. I just don't think that we're going to be able to do it. No, not a chance that we're going to be able to do it. We do not have it. You can see quite clearly that we're trending from here and we move all the way down. That's a trending market. But do we have a range? Do we have a range in here? Something tells me that we've got double tops for sure, but do we have double bottoms? Let's see. Yeah, we do. That's pretty obvious to me here. Because here's the thing, right, with highs and lows. Here's the thing here with highs and lows. Let's look at this example. Let's look at this example here. It comes up here. We have a low there initially. It goes slightly lower, and it goes slightly higher. And then we come down to basically this area here. So you could say, oh, Alex, it's been trending. We're forming a new lower low, and we're forming a higher high and a higher low. This is a trending market, quite clearly. Okay, sure. It's a trending market. That's what you want to tell me. Okay, cool. Does it look like it's trending to you? See, so many people, when they're drawing out highs and lows, there's so many ways to do it. And a lot of them are really, for me, they're just not the best. Because if they're close enough, even though one might be slightly higher than the other and the other one's slightly lower here, the difference that we're saying from this point to this point here, I know it says 7.5, but what I do is 5 pips. 5 pips is neither here nor there. It's not a stop loss. It's not a take profit. It's nothing. 5 pips, especially on the 30 minutes and the 1 hour, is absolutely nothing. So how close is close enough? That's the question that we're looking for here today. How close is close enough? Because some of them really easy to tell. Here's a low. Oh, here's a high. Here's your next high. Clearly that's not double tops, but how close can they get in order for them to be considered? Like, a range does not have to look like this. Everyone thinks that a range looks like this. No. Sometimes they drop down a little bit. Sometimes they're up here. Sometimes this one comes here, and so on and so forth. That's still a range. There's no way that's not a range. You can't tell me it's not. It is bouncing between these two areas. And I can see, whoa, hang on. My laptop's just freaked out. Jeepers. Don't know what's going on there. Hopefully we're back. God, sorry, my laptop just freaked out. Hopefully you're still all in there. That was my microphone disconnecting and reconnecting. All right. Yeah. It's still bouncing in between these 2 points, roughly. Again, support and resistance doesn't have to be drawn in the most optimal positions. It just doesn't need to, right? So that's a range. So what are we doing here? Is this not a range? If I draw this out at this particular point here and I go, okay, cool, and then I draw this out roughly here, does that not look like a range? Does that not look like a range? Because to me, it definitely does. To me, it looks like a range. That's it. That's all I can see coming from these 2 points here and here. It's bouncing off. Yeah, sure, it's not touching it perfectly, but it's definitely still hitting this area and then shooting up. And what I'm saying is from this wick, the bottom of this low, to the start of this next new low, that's it. It's always from the bottom of one low to the start of the next new low. It's 4.4. That's it. It's 4.4 here, which means that up here, well, technically that's top to top, so I've done it slightly wrong. But from here to here, that's 4.5. So what I'm saying is that these are double bottoms and double tops. So therefore, you look at this particular trade. Here it is over here. We clearly would have lost. If I bring up my notes again, rule saved, that's 2. So that's 2 losses. That's 2% through there. Let's keep on going. We've already just been over consolidation, right? We've already been over consolidation. This one actually would have worked for us. So we would have made some money on that one there. Let's go to USD Chef on the 4-hour. See what we're doing. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's see this. Short. Okay, stop loss would be absolutely way too big, even if I did put it here. I don't think I'd put it there anyway, and I think if I were to draw out a 15-pip box, I've got consolidation in here anyway. Okay, regardless, following the rules is a 2 for 2. This is actually a very good thing for me here. Okay, cool. Double bottoms, double tops. Quite clearly, right? Double bottoms, double tops. Rule saved, 3. Wouldn't have hopped into that one. Oh, hang on. Let me go back, actually, and switch it to the right one. Yeah, still would not have hopped into that. That's Friday the 14th of March, however. We want to go to the 18th. Okay. So this one's going to be slightly different. This one I can already tell that we would have hopped into this trade just looking at where I would have placed my stop loss. Yeah, that's completely valid B tier trade there. Completely valid. There's no consolidation beforehand, not that I can see, and it would not be long enough. Comes up, comes down, unfortunately reverses. So we've just got a losing trade there. So if I bring this out, valid losers, because we don't have a winner yet. There we go. Let's keep on going. So this would be March 19th now. Just see how the strategy is going. Okay. Definitely no double tops. Yeah, we're probably going to get double bottoms here, but everything else is fine. Short. Oh, 42 is too big. And this is going to be probably too small, 16.8. So one of the things that I've talked to, and this is another really good thing that we can discuss here, is when is there going to be a high? For example, if I go over here and I go higher high, lower low strategy with source code, which seems to have disappeared, it shows you highs and lows. Now, this is where I really don't like a lot of these strategies. This is where I really don't like a lot of these strategies. Do you see the high from here to here is roughly about 20 pips? It's roughly about 20 pips from this high here to this low where it formed. See, the formula for most people is how's the distance and how's the time? So this one here, for example, if we actually go from this part to this part here, that's 23.1 pips. So it's the exact same difference from here to here. Yet we've got new highs and new lows. Yet we do not have any here. Why is that? Why is that? It's the same distance. Well, we've gone from here and we went all the way up to here. It's 23.8. Okay, cool. Well, from here to here is 21. The distance is smaller. Okay, so the only factor that this could be putting in is therefore time. That's the only thing that can be different, right? So when we're looking at this and we're looking at our time, I'm just saying I'm not going to take the time into consideration for this one. If it's moved a certain length, then we have a new high or a new low. And we can see from this point here to where my entry is at 16.8, I go for roughly 15 pips in order to say it's moved far enough away, just like this one here, to say there is a new high and a new low. That's it. That's all I do through here. This one's 18, the difference between this high and this new low. Again, looking near identical to this area, yet we do not have a low and we do not have a high based on this indicator. Hence why I don't like the indicator that much. So what I would be saying in this case is, yes, my stop is okay to go there. Yes, my take profit can come all the way down here. And yes, that would have been a 1 to 3 and a 1 to 2 for us. So if I do this and I go valid winners, and we go over here, I'm going to say 1 to 3. Valid winner, I'm going to do a 2 and a 3, and I'm going to go 1. Cool. So that's valid. USD JPY on the 19th here. So at that point, we would have double tops, and clearly we've got double bottoms, wouldn't be hopping in. So that rule would have saved us, right? Over here, number 4. Number 4, that would have saved us right here. USD CAD, 30 minutes, same sort of area. We'll go for both of these USD CADs here, because this should be on the 19th. This is on the 19th. This is on the 20th. In fact, we'll do the 20th as well. Might as well. We've definitely got double bottoms. That's pretty easy to see. From here to here, 3.9. And we do not, I think, have double tops. We don't have double tops. So, yes, you could have entered in on this. It would have been valid. Stop loss would have been okay. Cool. So we have 2 valid losers. These ones over here, what do we have? Well, we don't have any highs at this point coming through here. It's still going up. It's still going up. So you could have hopped into the first one. Could have put your stop loss roughly around here because we know that it's already gone 16.6. You could have even put it there. You'd definitely have a low there. Your 1 to 2 somewhere over here. You don't get any double tops. You don't get any double bottoms. They're all way too far away. So eventually, you wouldn't have just got the 1 to 2. You would have got the 1 to 3 as well, right? Because there's no consolidation. Yes, there's double bottoms. No, there's no double tops. No, there's no double tops through here. So we have 2 1 to 3s. However, we also have a loser over here because we put our stop loss there. So we've also got a valid loser coming up later. Cool. Euro NZD. I'm just going to tell you right now that this isn't a trending market. There's no consolidation. You would have hopped in. You would have lost. You would have lost coming through here. NZD, oh, hang on. I've got to actually change that to this. This is the 1 hour instead. Yet you still would have lost. This needs to be on the 19th of March, which it is. Wow, NZD-JPY, there's no consolidation. Well, there is, it's starting, but it's not there. Probably would have gone here. So that would have been a valid loss. Starting to rack up those losers through there. Okay, JPY, let's get back onto this. You can see we've got double tops, and you can see that through here, you've got your double bottoms. At least you've got double bottoms here, if not double bottoms here as well, right? So you've got your double tops and double bottoms. So I didn't put this on as well, saved for the last two, because two of them would have been losers. It's going to Great British Pound, USD. You got a double bottom over here. You got double tops. It's a massive range. That would have saved you. Or Chef over here. Double tops, no double bottoms. That's a valid loser. You would have hopped into here and it would have been a valid loser. So valid losers, 6 there. Great British Pound, USD. This is what we were just talking about on the 2 hours. You had your double tops. You already had your double bottoms. That would have saved you. Let's keep on going through here. Ooh, I can't see it. Oh, this did happen the other day, actually, because that's over here. Cool. So the 2 hours is here. Check your stop loss up roughly around here on that 40 line. Right there, that's completely fine. It's JPY, so you can add more onto it. And there's your 1 to 2, and there's your 1 to 3. So another completely valid trade. So we've got 3 of these. Not the best. And in fact, everything else from here, I haven't checked yet. So I'll still go over that and check it now. This is 4 hour. Ages away. So we definitely did not have double tops. Probably had double bottoms. Don't know if I'd be hopping into it. But let's just see where the stop loss is, because that might be the only thing that saves us here. No, you absolutely would have hopped into that. That is an absolute valid loss through there. Cool. 30 minutes over here. Stop loss is going to be way too big. Absolutely huge. So we never would have hopped into that trade. Great British Pound Chef 1 hour. Same thing. It's the same thing there. It's going to be the same thing on this one as well. Stop loss is going to be too big. It's going to be the same thing on the 2 hour as well. Yep. Or Chef 1 hour. Sell. So we've got double bottoms, but we don't have double tops. I just think that the stop loss is going to be too big. Yes, technically this is 15. So technically you could be putting it here, but now you do have these double tops and double bottoms. So I think you would have pulled out somewhere near break even. It would have come close to your stop loss, but not hit it. Cool. So that's what we've got right now. So if I were to look at this and we were to go, okay, rules saved, right? So that's 8%. 8% that we've saved there. That's 8% that we've saved. Yes, we could have got 2 1 to 2s there, right? So let's just say we're doing all risking 1%. So that's going to be 4% that we missed out on. So overall, we're still going to be up 4% through here, right? Your valid losers. So we're going to be minus 7% on this. Now, because we've got 3 1 to 3s, this is what happens with my strategy. We dual trade, which means that we are always going for a 1 to 2, and we are always going for a 1 to 3, which means if you hit the 1 to 3, you also hit the 1 to 2, which means, and we're just doing this on a 1% risk here, just to make it easy for everyone across the board, that would be 5%. So each one of these equals 5%. So that's 15% gain. 7% loss, 15% gain win. So that's total 7% loss through here, right? 7% loss through here. So you would have, what's that? 8% total gain. 8% total gain. If you look at this, because of our rules through here, if you had not followed the rules, you would have been on 4% total gain. So the rules, just following them here, have given you an extra 4%, even though some of my mentorees or lots of people think about this. They go, oh, I've missed out on these two really big trades. It's not how you want to be thinking. The rules are here essentially to make sure that we are saving money. And it just goes to show that we are here. I'm going to be going through all of these, all the weekly trades on Fridays, going through them. I'm also going to be opening this up to a Q&A now. If you do have any questions, and we'll be going over reviewing the trades. I know we have a very small number of people actually watching it now. That's okay. It will get bigger in time anyway. So with that being said, does anyone have any questions? If not, I'm going to end this stream now and I will move on. I'm going to put this into a spreadsheet for you guys. These videos are only going to be up here for a week, and then I'm going to archive them, and the Patreon members are going to be able to access them. So that's how this is going to go down. That's how we're going to be looking at here. You'll have access to all of my live streams, but you'll be able to either it'll be here on YouTube and you'll have to become a member, or it'll be on Patreon as well. And then you can have a look at it through there and then go over all of these. Cool. Well, that is it from me, guys. I don't see any questions, so I'm going to end the stream here. Have a fantastic day, and I will speak to you in the next one. Bye.